Hello and welcome to Moscato and Tea. This is the show for all things beauty, business, and community with your host, Inez and Chiquita. Keeping it raw, real, and unfiltered.
Ready to go?
Ready?
Ready. What up, lady?
What's happening?
Not much. What's going on?
A lot is going on.
Oh, is it for real?
Yeah,
For real?
I'm tired.
When are you not tired, girl? It's 2018. There's no.
I know.
You know I'm going to be saying 2018 until like 6 months.
You've been
and then
saying
I'll be
that.
like, damn, I need to be 2019.
You've been on fire like the last couple of days. I just have to tell you that.
Last couple of days, last couple of weeks, you know, it's a new year, a new
Yes.
prospect. You know what happens after, right?
What happened?
And I'll be like, this is some bullshit. And I needed the new year, this year to end, and let's get a new one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm right there with you.
So you know what time it is, right?
What time is it?
It's Moscato and tea time.
Pop them bottles.
Yay!
Let's get it going.
Going.
We have a special guest here today.
Yes, we do.
You want to introduce our guest today?
Absolutely. So today we have here Sarah Jacobson. Say hello, Sarah.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on your
Yes,
show.
of course. Thank you for
Absolutely.
coming.
Yes, thank you for coming. So the reason we have Sarah here, is due to the fact that Sarah has been very instrumental in my new moves and what I got going on in my business.
Okay.
So I wanted to give her a shout out and give her opportunity to showcase her talents to other people.
I love it. Women supporting women.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, Sarah, tell everybody what you do.
All right. So I am a boutique commercial interior designer, and we emphasize restaurant, retail, and hospitality, which entails salons and spas and basically everything like a lifestyle business brand would offer as well. And yeah, so we come in and we brand your interiors to match your business model and your aesthetic.
Okay.
We throw a little bit of our edge in there, which is kind of a modern California casual aesthetic that we like to bring in. But for the most part, your space is dictated by your brand.
Okay.
And so,
How did you get started in this?
okay, so I got a degree.
She did.
That's good.
4-year degree, and then I worked for a couple of designers, and I worked for an architect for a little while, and I was like, you know what? I could do this myself. I don't
Work
need
for
to work.
yourself.
I don't need to
Absolutely.
work for somebody.
Exactly.
So I started taking clients, and Inez and her old business partners had requested an interior designer through my school originally.
Okay.
And I and a couple other girls had actually bid on the project.
And the rest is she won, and the rest is history. She won. She won. So like she had said, this is let's go back a little bit. I've known Sarah quite a few years now. I'd say, it's been like 3 years, 4 years.
Four
I
and a
know.
half.
Yeah, I've known Sarah quite a bit. She was pretty much freshly out of school, and we were looking for somebody who was hungry and wanted to showcase the best that they could. Finding that at the time we were looking, we found that a lot of these already pretty much made companies were charging too much and weren't really like on the same vibe we were. So at the time, we met with Sarah. She vibed with us. This is what we did. Each of us told her what we wanted, and all three of us had different aesthetics. All of us had different looks, similar but very much different. And she came through, did space management, and took all three of us and created one. And it was amazing. I mean, she was featured, the salon at the time was featured in magazines, all kinds of different things, yes, because her creativity and her style was amazing. We just gave her what we needed. She came through. Amazing. It was a crazy project and it was a crazy time. So fast forward to now, I'm on my own. I'm on my own, and I wasn't sure if I was going to stay on my own or, you know how things kind of go.
Yeah.
And so when I decided to be on my own, I had a place, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to rebrand and recreate myself. So I called Sarah.
I have to say, I saw it and it's amazing. I love it. So you did an
Oh,
amazing
good.
job.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
I called
Amazing.
Sarah and I said, told her the story, told the situation. She's like, okay, we met. And she's like, well, what do you want? I was like, to be honest, I don't even know what I want. I go, I'm kind of like in limbo. I'm kind of like lost. I'm not sure. I was like, she's like, okay, well, what are your colors? I just basically gave her the colors of my salon and like just the, I had it rebranded and done all these things, sent her the new branding, everything that I had. And I said, okay, you are creatively free to come up with whatever you want to.
Oh, does that happen often or no?
You'd be surprised, actually. I've branded a few companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
to
I said,
be
come up with
honest.
whatever you want to. I know you. There's, if I don't like it, we could change it. And she came with a design and that I love. It was a total, she felt me, she knew where I needed to go and it kind of go from there. So go ahead, Sarah, like what, let's talk about how you came up with that branding as far as the aesthetic for my room.
For Zenny by Inez.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you had mentioned that everything that had happened in the past was kind of, you wanted to start over and we didn't want to bring any of the old baggage into the new space and new energy. So we decided to go with more of like a laid back, boho, calm, inspired space that really fits the Zenny by Inez brand. And, she's like, I just want to help women feel beautiful again and like keep doing eyebrows and whatnot. So we really emphasize like women's beauty and like the natural raw elements of nature that, come into play when you're going to make somebody beautiful without, plastic surgery or anything.
exactly.
We're just working with what we have naturally. So,
And my dear, as you know, as my
Yes.
client,
Yes.
you've come in and, excuse me, your thoughts on it all?
I think it's amazing. Honestly, it made me want to go to sleep. When I got there, I was like, this is just very peaceful and calming. And it's just like, she could turn the light off. I'm just like, I'm in my space. I just don't want to be bothered. I just loved it.
Good.
I love the colors, the layout, the shapes, everything.
Yeah,
The little,
and I have to tell you, the more after we finish it all, the compliments have been flying out there. Like one day I had the door open because I had the door open and somebody was walking by. They literally stopped and was like, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful! What is this?"
yeah, I love
And
the candles
Oh
and
my
the light.
God.
I like how you have it set up. It's
so
it's amazing.
so with
Good.
that said, because you did, I wanted to just bring you on here and just verbally and of course always say thank you for everything because it's been amazing and you've done an amazing job and you are a pivotal person in creating who I am now and where I'm going. So I just wanted to give you a platform and I wanted to let other people know that if you're in transition, you're starting a business, you want to have your space represent who you are.
Yeah.
Call Sarah Jacobson and Design 2 Square. Like, I can't tell you enough. Like, for somebody who's had a business before and starting new and doing so forth, her passion, because she's passionate about what she does, the love, the care, the communication, the professionalism. I'm unprofessional 90% of the time. But she is super professional. She on time. Her team, great team. It's to the point where I don't give anybody just my like code to my business. Anything else, I was like, here's a code. Give it to your girl. Like that's how much trust and faith and I like blind faith. And she would tell me, Inez, that shit don't. And that, I'll be like, okay, whatever you say, girl. Because that's how. That's how it is. And so with that said, Sarah, so tell them, let everybody know what it is that, they can, the process and what, what is it going through?
Absolutely. Well, basically we start with your vision. What do you see your customers, how do you want your customers to interact with your company and how do you want to be perceived to the public? I think a lot of times people put their business plan as the forefront, the marketing plans, the logos, the websites, all of that is so important to their business. And they kind of leave the interiors to their whim, like, oh, okay, we don't have a table. Let's go buy one. Instead of really like following through their thought process, like, okay, well, how do we want customers to interact with this when they come into contact with our brand? And I think that's kind of changing now. People are really seeing the importance of their brand building. And so that's kind of where we've positioned ourselves in the interior design market, is that we don't have a branded look per se. You know, I'm really inspired by natural materials and natural resources, but we're really blessed in California that we have a lot of that around us, so we can play with that. But we really play with what your brand is. So are you a fun, energetic, you know, young, up-and-coming tech company? We're going to develop a design around that. And so typically what happens is we'll have a brief phone consultation with you for maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and we actually have a downloadable survey now on our website where you can go and fill out all the information that you have specifically related to your project. And then from there, we do an initial consultation. And that means I'm going to come into your space. I'm going to meet with you. We're going to discuss your aesthetics. Maybe you already have some sort of vision for your space. We're going to talk about, you know, maybe what are your 3 strong statement words for your company, and how can we incorporate those into the interior so that when people walk in, they're like, oh, I feel inspired, or I feel calm, or I feel at peace, you know, all those power words that help describe a space. So we kind of build everything around that.
I have kind of a 2-part question. What's the top color that people are using right now? And then what is the worst thing that you've seen from clients that they tell?
Okay. So right now the popular color is white. White interiors are really prominent, which is awesome because it gives everyone that fresh, clean feeling. I think for a long time everyone was using big pops of color everywhere, and then we transitioned into taupes and browns, and now everyone's like, nope, we want a clean slate. We just want to bring in all bright white spaces. So that's really popular right now. The one thing I've seen that I'm not a fan of, we have experienced quite a few different things. I'd have to say one of them is walls that are not, no wall in the space is 90 degrees. So every wall in the space is on angle, which makes it very interesting when it comes to space planning, because majority of furniture has square sides. So that's one of them. And then just kind of like a hodgepodge, you know, they just bring in all of their inspirations and passions from all over, and then like, let's plaster these on the walls. And that creates a really mixed image for people when they come into contact with you. So that's probably one of the biggest things.
That's funny. Yeah, it's true. So I will say this. I highly recommend, like, honestly, from a person who is doing business and has your design, I've seen the transformation and the difference on how clients see it, what I'm trying to, create for them when they didn't see it complete, or like it wasn't done, like different from when it's like just, people go in, especially in the beauty business. I can't tell you, like you said, we spend a lot of money on just like all this stuff, but we don't spend the money on the interior. And that is super, super important. A lot of hodgepodge, a lot of this, Sarah knows me. I'm not your typical, like, I don't even wear a damn white jacket when I'm in the room. Like, get out of here. Like, I'm not that aesthetic. Like, no. On the contrary, yes, I'm very professional at the beginning, but once you get to know me, I'm so all over the place. You know it. Yeah. Who cares? Whatever. So her bringing everything to just keeps me pretty much centered and knowing what it is, and my clients knowing what they're coming in for. Yeah. And since I wax all the time, it's actually kind of cool that they're coming into a space where it's not like, oh my God, it's so cold, it's so waxed, it's just a wax room. On the contrary, they be like, oh shoot, before I know it, they're taking off their clothes, like hopping on the bed, like, hey, let's wax. I was like, oh, you excited about getting waxed? Yeah. So definitely, you guys. She couldn't say it better, that your interior of your business is humongous. Take the time, spend the money, have a professional do it. My space is pretty small, and she has managed that space saving.
And I think that's great that she's working with any budget size, because you're a small business owner. So I think that's also another amazing thing.
Yes. Like she works with you, with her. She worked with my budget. I was like, look, girl, this is what I got. Yeah. What can we do?
Yeah.
And she was very much, this is what I loved about her too. She listened. Mm-hmm. A lot of interior designers don't listen. They have their vision for what they want for you. And it's kind of like, I was like, no, this is what my budget is. And I love now that before she would be like, let's go get this. I'll be like, well, okay. And then I would hit her with pictures. What about that? She's like, no. So now she just personally, she goes, I will do the shopping. Yeah. And she came in and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Look at all this great